So today we're looking at brake parts cleaner and some of its uses beyond just cleaning brake parts. So before we get into all of the different uses that I use it for, you can see that I do have two different brands sitting here. Now, usually I'm using whatever house brand at the auto parts stores that I'm dealing with, which currently I have an O'Reilly's here, but I'm also checking against this Denco to see how well it works and comparing prices and stuff, because the price of this stuff has been going up an awful lot recently. Seems every time I go buy it, it's going up 20 cents, 40 cents a can or more each case I buy. So it's getting rather expensive, and as much as I use it, cost is becoming a real concern. Now, I have used some of the more expensive ones than the house brands, and sometimes those things just are not worth the extra expense. Now, some mechanics will say that certain ones that are quite expensive are really well worth it, but I'm not so sure myself. But some of the really, really cheap bottom dollar stuff that you get at like Menards or dollar stores, from my experience so far, have not been worth the lower price for my usage. So around my shop, I use this stuff for so many things that it became an inside joke that it was my universal solvent. So if you've been around my channel for a while, that was my universal solvent, the brake cleaner. Because I used to peel the labels off of them because I don't like to have brand name labels anyway laying out on camera. But also, that was my weak attempt at creating a little bit of intrigue on the channel. So the last thing before we get into all the different uses is that I've been in automotive all my life. I came from the family, working on cars, was a mechanic in the Army, all that stuff. And I've worked with a number of part stores over the years, both as a retail customer and as a commercial customer. And I've also worked in a couple of these stores over the years. And I know people who still work in those stores and some that have used to work in them and don't anymore. But I have worked behind the counter dealing with both retail and commercial customers. So I know quite a bit about the inner workings, and there is actually a hierarchy of at least the ones in my area, where you got O'Reilly, Advance, AutoZone, Napa. There is actually a hierarchy of, say, prices and quality, and there's a lot of stuff regarding competitions and things that you may not fully understand or have ever thought about. If you want me to do a video someday talking about the different part stores, let me know in the comments. So I'm sure by now you're saying, come on, get on with it already. All right, well, in addition to brake parts, it also works really well as starting fluid. So if you don't have any starting fluid around, but you have some brake parts cleaner laying around, but not the non-flammable stuff, because that's not going to work. It works really well for starting an engine. Enough that I don't even buy starting fluid for the shop here. I do keep one can up at the house just for starting my lawnmower at the beginning of the year, because if I had brake parts cleaner up there, I'd end up grabbing it, bring it back to the shop, then I wouldn't have anything up there to start the lawnmower with. And one little word of caution when using this stuff as actually brake cleaner, like it's intended to be used. This stuff can damage paint and eat into some plastics. So be careful where you're spraying it and what you're getting it on, because you can damage your ride in a hurry. So now that being said, you can also use this as a wasp and hornet killer. It works pretty decent for that, but like I said, you gotta be very careful where you spray it, because if the wasp or hornet's anywhere near something that you don't want to get damaged, you could damage things like latex paint and paint on cars. So be careful if you try to use it for that. Also, I tend to use it a lot for carburetors. I like it much better for carburetor cleaner than actual carburetor cleaner, because carburetor cleaner works a lot slower. It doesn't take the dirt off quite as fast and the muck and dried fuel. and carburetor cleaner tends to leave a lot of oily residue behind, and I was always using brake parts cleaner to take that residue off anyway, so I just switched to using brake parts cleaner to clean carburetors. Also, when I'm working on a car and somebody's sitting here waiting on me to finish a set of carburetors because they just dropped it, they just stopped by and working on the carbs and get them back on the road, I can get it done a little faster than just playing with carb cleaner alone. Now, if I do have a particularly gunky carburetor, I will put it in my solvent tank here and clean it up with that first, because all that major dirt and grime is a waste of time to use this on, waste of this stuff to use it. So I just use it on here and then go do my final cleaning with brake cleaner. So in addition, you know, stuff like this, if you're going to paint this after getting it out of the parts cleaner, the residue that's left behind on here is not going to allow you to paint it. And so you can actually really use brake cleaner kind of as a prep sol too, to get all that residue off to where it's basically ready to prime and paint. But I would only use that on stuff like engine parts, brackets, suspension parts, never on the outer body of a car, and only on basically bare metal pretty much, or something that you're not worried about the paint. And that stuff will eat this paint off slowly and will affect this as well. Another thing I use it for is when I'm in here working on wiring, stuff like this, a lot of times you come in here and you'll find that there's overspray all over the wires and you can't always tell what color the wires are. So what I do is I take a rag, spray some into the rag, and then just sit there and scrub at these wires, and it will almost always take the paint off so you can see what color the wires are. So effectively, you can use it as a paint stripper, but as a stripper, it's not super strong stripper, and it depends on what kind of paint you're working with. It will work on really well on anything since painted with a spray bomb, but on some of the automotive finishes, base coat, clear coats, it doesn't work quite as well on. But like this here, this is the center dash panel from a MGTD. Now the base paint underneath this thing is the original factory paint, but it's been repainted over top of that. So we can take some of this stuff, and yeah, you don't have to go full blast. You can just kind of let it dribble out and let it sit on there for a minute or two. The longer you let it sit on there, the better it's going to work. But then again, this stuff flashes off pretty quick, so you got to kind of stay with it to keep it wet. You can see it's starting to work, taking all the paint off, at least all the stuff that was put on later. But then you can take a little brush, which I got like a little stainless and a little brass brush here, and you can just come at it here. And like I said, we haven't had it on here very long. Leave it on there a little longer, it'll work a lot better, but it will take that stuff right off. So if you don't have any paint stripper handy and you need to clean something like this up real quick, you can improvise with brake cleaner. So now one thing you never want to use brake cleaner for is for prepping metal for welding, especially if you have the chlorinated brake cleaner. That stuff can cause fumes that are basically a nerve agent that'll mess you up in a hurry. There are other things I know you can use this for that I probably shouldn't promote on YouTube, but if you guys have any uses that you like to use it for other than what I've already said, let me know in the comments below. Check out these cans. Woo!